Good afternoon, everyone. Let's bring it up to the main screen. Yeah. Hi. Hi. Okay. We're doing a VOD review with Mr. Mazel. Okay. Let's get him in here. Hi, Brian. What's up, buddy? Hello, hello. Mazel. Monsieur Mazel.
How's it going?
It's going good, bro. It's going good. We are vibing. We are chilling. We are doing all of the above, as they say.
Give me just 1 second. I'm responding. I just had a bunch of people message me.
Nah, you're good, man. Hey. Must be nice. Must be nice.
Well, I'm trying to figure something.
Nah, you're good, bro. All right, while Mazel is taking care of all of that, hello, we have a VOD review with Mazel. If you don't know who Mazel is, then you're missing out, because this dude's great. Pretty much, I've known him since probably the middle of the SGC season, this earliest summer. I know that he got started with someone that I helped mentor when he first started out in Visions, and now Visions is killing it in COD. And Mazel, he's making a lot of great progress. I think his most common thing that he's doing right now is CSL right now, doing collegiate Tuesday nights with Coco. So he's doing good. He's putting in the work. He's putting in the hours. And I think what Mazel does really well is that, I mean, apart from his voice is definitely more on the deeper baritone sides versus a lot of the other play-by-plays in the game right now. Like, my voice is much higher pitched.
All right, cool. I think I got it all figured out.
Welcome back, Mazel. I was just giving you a little introduction.
Sweet.
Well, I was muted.
Man, I really want to listen to that
now. Don't worry about it. You can always
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
it. But yeah, Mazel. So first, why don't you tell me a little bit about the VOD that you picked for us today?
All right. So, well, originally, what I really wanted to do was do the one with me and Walk, but I had scheduled a VOD review with Walk as well because he was free today, and we were going to do that. So I was like, I don't really want to do the same VOD twice in a row, although I would really like your perspective on it.
Sure.
But I think a breath over a couple casts would be better. But then Hyper reached out to me and to cast UCL tonight, so I'm going to be doing that instead. So now I'm even more excited because I get to use what we discover and work on here tonight in a cast, and that makes me more excited. But this cast is me and Smax's last cast of Risen Champions League. It is best of 3. It was pretty quick, but I really enjoyed it. I had a really good time. I always really like casting with Smax. Actually, this was on the back of I think it was 3 days casting together in a row. I think this was the second day of casting together 3 days in a row, but I really enjoy it, and I think we had, if I remember correctly, it has been a little bit. It's been 2 weeks now since this, so it has been a little while. But I think if I remember correctly, I remember us having a really good time and banter, as well as having like all the pertinent information you're looking, that nice balance, and I want to see where we're at with that.
That's good.
And I'm looking for, let's see, I wrote it out. I'm just trying to pull up my little document real quick.
I would say that one of the games I did watch in depth from a while back was the one you did with UCLA and Kangas, and I think that was like a really interesting demonstration of like, wow, you know, we have 2 play-by-plays, so what do they do? And because you and Kangas are such good friends, you just had a good time just talking about whatever during dead time. And so it was, I think your banter game has really improved. And
yeah,
and
I've definitely been putting a focus on it.
And that's good, because with the very first VOD review, back when you were still Lemons,
good old days.
you were so focused on presenting the professional Lemons, and you were just talking about like, okay, well, so let's get into the team. Let's be serious here. You know, I got that nice, deep, sultry voice. I'm a crooner, you know, like good old 50s jazz bar club vibes. That's what I imagine.
I like it.
That's what I imagine. That's why I really like having you in the scene, because your voice is different. I don't, because like, I mean, at the end of the day, everyone's voice is unique in their own way. But I think compared to others, you really get to, like, when people like me, when I try to talk low like this, it's not as comfortable.
Oh man, it's getting hot in here, Rafa.
No. But like,
I'm just messing around.
But that's not a comfortable, like. Whereas your comfort, like, tone or pitch is right down there, and you can just like ride it, and that's hot, bro. So like, so use that to your advantage. I think Destrux is probably the only other person that can like kind of ride in that same pitch level, you know. But yeah, so
there were 3 things. I think that like were big things that I have been trying to focus on a little bit more. Obviously, general entertainment of the cast, banter, fun, obviously. Team fight clarity and the energy levels throughout the energy like level build up throughout the series.
Yeah.
And then story building, obviously, perk piling. Always trying to always tie points back to narratives, which I think I have a decently hard time doing. And it's something I've been trying to work on a lot recently. Now, as I said, it's been 2 weeks since this cast, so maybe I would have changed a lot. That's why I was like kind of wanting to do the walk cast, because we did it like just a couple days ago.
Right.
But I still think it'll be really nice to see, because it'll give me even more of a frame of reference on what I've worked on and where I can even improve more.
Sure. Okay. So just to double clarify, ramping is really what so making sure that, you know, earlier calls are lower on the level. Ideally, and it smooths up rather than like spikes up.
And
right?
and if there is something that's kind of chaotic or kind of game changing or whatnot, like at least being able to play off of that and still manage it throughout the rest of the game.
Sure. Okay. So things to look for. Ramping. I know you said the last one was narrative story building.
Yeah, always trying to tie points back to the narrative.
Okay.
And always trying to.
What was the second portion? There's ramping. There's narrative story building. You said in the middle.
Team fight clarity.
Oh, team fight clarity. Okay, yeah. Well, we can address team fight clarity without even opening the VOD, because team fight clarity comes from a couple factors. So the first factor is your diction, right? So, and you can always practice diction better by, before going into a cast, having tongue twisters. Like tongue twisters are so OP, because you go in and then you mute yourself so that you're not distracting other people. I swear to God, I've had like practicing tongue twisters is cool. I don't want to listen to you do practice tongue twisters. Like,
of course.
You don't need to flex on me, like. So, but just mute yourself, and then you can go. Topeka, bodega, topeka, bodega, and then you just, and then
I typically mute myself. I'll do some like vocal exercises,
Sure.
and then I'll sing some Tenacious D.
Hey, there you go.
Because Jack Black really has a high variance in his tones.
Okay.
And I absolutely love it. And it also is just songs I like, so it gets my energy up and makes me
that's
excited.
good. Always good to get excited as well. And just get in the zone.
What I actually had a really long conversation. Well, not really long. It's like 45 minutes with TJ the other day.
Oh, cool.
And just talking about casting in general and stuff like that. And one of the things I told him is like the way that I kind of want to approach team fights is kind of like an X and O board on like a
on football?
American football.
Okay.
Yeah. Sort of like that, just showing the big points of pressure, like showing like the standouts. Obviously, like I gave him the example of like you see everything kind of collapsing, but you know the running back opens up, is going through a hole that's opened up by the offensive line, and those kinds of plays, like still being the generalized, like I guess as he said, broad strokes kind of cast and picking out detailed information, which I really like because I like trying to paint a picture for people.
Okay. And if I don't respond, it's because I didn't have anything to eat this morning.
Oh, you're totally good.
So I literally just had coffee, and so I'm just eating food in between while you talk. But
you're totally good.
I respect that a lot. And that was something that when I did a practice cast with Cubby yesterday, I was like, you know what? I just want to completely focus on just being able to easily flow into banter and narrative and storytelling throughout dead points. And even when there's like early trades, as long as it's not too I completely limit tested with this, but it was as long as it's not game changing or it's nothing too drastic, I'm not paying attention to it at all whatsoever. Oh, there's an all in. Oh well, it doesn't matter. It's they fucked up. But anyway, I like that approach though, because we're drawing on what other spectator events that we enjoy and using.
Yeah.
We're not like copying it, right? We're just kind of like saying,
No,
oh, well, how do we apply this concept
exactly
in a creative way? And I think that's fine. That's innovation right there. Yeah. So
I love that kind of stuff.
So I like that approach because I have to this will be it for another time, but there's another sport that I was looking at recently that I want to apply their kind of concept to.
Yeah.
Casting to mine. Anyway, so okay. So that
I was watching you in Nigeria stream yesterday.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Well, one little hot take. I think that if LCS is trying to continue with it, I think they could learn a lot from the way that NFL does their analyst test. But anyways.
Sure. I mean,
we were watching it on Sunday, and Kangas was like, "Man, the desk is nice." Their like host is amazing, anyways. But
American football style. Okay. I have a little notepad that I'm keeping hidden until the end of the VOD review. But whenever we're ready, we can begin.
We can start. I think I have it right when our intro is.
Sure.
So Paul introduces us.
Paul, oh, his beard is so illustrious.
All right, I'm gonna hit play.
Play the movie. Yeah, play.
I don't know how much you paid them, but we've got Mizal, we've got Smacks, and they are going to be bringing you game number 1. Fellas?
You need to turn it up.
Thank you so very much.
Oh, this is the one.
I am
oh,
so
and I type in chat. Oh, Mazel in my left ear. Craig.
Yeah.
It's all the way up.
I don't know.
To see what they've got today.
I can hear it. I can hear it.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
not getting
we
any sound.
saw the Focus Finals last night. Of course, those
Here,
games
let's-
were
A
played
little bit
a little
different.
bit in advance.
So, do you want me to focus
we
on
saw
your
it last
intro
night,
at
and
all,
so did
or do you
everyone
just want
else.
to?
So
Okay.
yeah,
You
we've
can.
been doing
I'm
a
up
lot
for
of
any
stuff around
criticism, any
TBA,
constructive
but
feedback
today,
that
Lennon,
you have.
they have
'cause
a
I
different
appreciate your
let's start
views
from the
and your
let's start
thoughts.
from the beginning.
matches
Let's start from the
yesterday.
beginning.
Can you
They
pause
actually
it,
do
or
have
do
their
I have to
starting
pause it?
lineup all together in.
Oh, cool.
So
We'll sort that out
Oh, it's
behind the
almost.
scenes.
It's like in.
I was able
finals last night. Of course, those
Oh no, I
games
went
were
too
played
far.
A little bit
a
different.
little bit in advance.
got Ms. Al. We've got
There it is.
Smacks. And
Okay, pause.
Okay. Ready
All
whenever.
right, I gotta. Let me figure out why I'm not getting. Hmm. Is everything else? Yeah, everything else is going through my headset. That's so weird. Well, do you wanna? Do you have the yellow bar at the bottom, or is it me that has only?
The yellow
You
bar.
just like, do you have control over the watch together?
Yeah, I can press play.
Okay. Do you want to just share your screen and I'll just watch through yours? Because for some reason the sound's not working.
Sure.
And then you can just pause and stuff whenever.
we've got Smacks.
All right.
They're going to be
Wait. It keeps.
bringing you
You got to hit the yellow bar.
game number 1.
Yellow. Oh shit.
Yeah,
Fellas,
that you have to control it through the bottom bar.
Thank you so very much, and I am so. Thank you so very much, and I am
that's
so
so
excited to be on the desk here. for
Cringe.
the
All right.
matchup between Zenith
Whatever.
and TBA. Gotten to cast a decent amount of TBA here, Smacks. I'm excited to see what we got today.
Yeah, we saw the Focus Finals last night. Of course, those games were
A
played
little bit
a
different.
little bit in advance, but we saw it last night, and so did everyone else. So yeah, we've been doing a lot of stuff around TBA, but today, Lennon, they have a different roster than what we saw in the matches yesterday. They actually do have their starting lineup all together in Young and Plux. So pretty thrilled to see those guys back in action, especially after Plux did play in the scouting grounds just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and there's a couple little things. I know the guys on the desk broke it down so well, but there's a couple little things I want to pick out here out of these comps, and one of them has been one of my favorites so far here in the
The
preseason.
thing that's a little bit awkward about this is that we didn't get a traditional intro. They did the draft and then they toss it to us.
Okay.
Which is going to be a little bit
So that's why we're hearkening back to some of the
Yeah,
picks and
that's
things
fine.
that
we see
they
that both
covered.
these compositions that Zenith and TBA have put together are really about team fight brawls, just
I appreciate
completely
the.
all throughout. The highest range champion that we're seeing in this
Shout out
game
you
is
gave.
Kaisa,
I'm just bringing it back.
and
Yeah.
she's not
Not
known
saying
for
much.
being the highest range champion in the entire game, as I'm sure
my
most
audio
people are
sounds
aware.
real
Of course, I'm not
rough.
talking about the global threatening ultimates of Zenith. I'm talking about just general team fight presence and threat range. And Kaisa is usually going to be the highest in that regard. But yeah, touching on Zenith's composition here a bit more.
I feel like
with
the
these
audio
globals,
gets
they
messed up through
can access
vMix.
these fights
Probably.
from a
little
very
bit.
long distance away, and that
really
Lennon
can.
might end up dealing some pretty hurtful damage to TBA as the kind of mid-game rolls around, depending on how things are shaken out.
Yeah, I do feel like Zenith have gotten the
I mean, you sound
Megazord-
fine.
Megazord,
It's just in my left ear.
composition here. They just have
Yeah.
So maybe Discord screen share audio.
Well, I was listening to like I had accidentally gotten to the middle of it when I first pulled up the clip.
Oh, gotcha.
And I was listening to myself, and it sounds really staticky and like rough. Because what he said he did to fix it was he just made like a copy of that left audio and put it on the right, I guess, or something
Oh,
along
I
those
see,
lines.
I see, I see.
Tough.
So I don't know if maybe it made it sound weird.
Yeah, and
We'll see though.
those two champions that you highlighted are the ones that we're going to have to look out for TBA for. And
Yeah.
they are the ones that are dealing all the magic damage on this team. Hecarim and Aatrox are these juggernaut AD champions, and Swain is a juggernaut too, but he's dealing magic. And Oriana's really kind of the odd
Good
person
stall.
out in this regard, where she's
Good
a mage
stalling.
and everyone else on TBA just needs to be in the middle of everyone dealing these AoE shots. So it is going to be a lot on Young to provide that support for his team, especially if TBA does fall behind, because a composition like
Yeah.
this trying to fight back and claw their way back from like a really big deficit is so difficult unless Young does start popping off with his shockwaves and everything and getting the fight started for TBA. So we're gonna have to see if he can manage to do that, or if Zenith's sort of global threat and their extra range from Kaisa is gonna pay off for them.
Yeah, and when you're talking about some of these pop-off moments, I mean, yeah, we've seen Young Mid pop off so many times. Something for Zenith that I want to see is they picked this Kaisa Pantheon bot lane.
Did this happen
And if
after
you're
or
not looking
before
to get kills
SGC
early,
finals?
I don't know why you picked this.
Or
I
I'm
mean, they're
scouting grounds,
definitely
fun scouting grounds.
emphasizing
After.
on the laning
Okay.
phase down there, trying to get ahead, trying to make
I
sure
think it was the
this
week.
bot lane is non-existent.
The week
for
after.
TBA.
Yeah, they picked this into the Swain, and I like them. I assumed this Swain was,
It was
going
that
to be in the bot
Friday, I
lane
think.
because
Okay.
it just feels.
Because
While
what I'm thinking
stronger
is-
in most of his other roles, he does really appreciate
have
having that extra crowd control.
Young Mid on
alongside
one
him in
side,
the lane, and
yeah.
Alistar certainly does
and-
provide that. So you get the yank back, and then that leads to landing all of Swain's
Is it-
abilities. So
Oh no,
I like
wait,
that
never
pair
mind.
up with the Alistar, but it
Never
is
mind.
just gonna have to be Zenith trying to assassinate the Swain
Well,
through the Alistar of Plex. And
I have
I,
a
I think we are
sometimes
focusing
need to be
a little
very
heavy
difficult
on like
prospect
the
to handle
champions
because
themselves
Alistar's not
instead
Yeah,
of like the
that's
player
what I'm
names. I think
noticing.
we've said
Up,
some of the
sideways,
names, but
down,
not
every-
too crazy.
You're getting
We're
knocked
focusing on the
somewhere
overall
by
comps.
by the Minotaur, so gonna have to be pretty careful about that and plan your E's carefully when it comes to the Pantheon, especially. Is
Yeah.
there's damage coming from all different directions, especially when you look at Swain and Hecarim and Aatrox. They can be
Yeah.
everywhere and still hitting all of your teammates. So you're gonna have to be pretty
Exactly.
careful in and outside of lane of this path.
I think we're sticking with the trend at least so far in the preseason. You got beefy bodies and a lot of CC, and that's what
Yeah.
the big emphasis is here, at least that I'm seeing, because we've got so much across the board. But I do believe we're going to be getting into game here shortly, Smacks, which is super exciting as we get to.
That's
kick
when
off
we were told that
this
we were going to be getting into the game, and then it
awesome
didn't
series
transition
between
over.
Zenith and TBA.
Sag.
Yeah, and these
Okay.
guys are looking to try to get this series under their belts with the best of 3 tonight and qualify for the losers finals against ISU.
And then you hear, "Welcome to
for
Summoner's
Zenith,
Rift,"
that
while
would
we're
be a
still
grudge match.
talking.
They really want to get back there and get their revenge, as they were the ones who knocked them down to the losers. So for Zenith, that is going to mean quite a lot. But TBA also.
By the way, Kurt
they want
Menefee
fourth,
is
they want to at
the
least
host
get third,
that I
get
was
that
talking
top
about.
3 position. So both these teams
Okay.
really going for the same thing,
For
despite
ESPN.
that the extra priority.
Is
for
C2
Zenith
Medios
trying to get
Tomio?
revenge there.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not a best of 5. It's not some long, grueling series. It's a quick best of 3. You gotta start with your best foot forward, and I think with these
It's
comps,
it's
we're
Tomio
gonna get a
versus
lot of
Goo.
fireworks. We're gonna
Yeah.
get a lot of fighting, but I think both teams have gotten pieces that they like, gotten things that they are really willing to play around, and honestly, it's just looking like a great series. And I know that's on paper, and I know that's just in my head, but that's me hoping.
Yeah, well, Serdy's hoping for some good stuff too, as he already
He
has that
is.
ward kill under his belt. So gonna hit level 2
6-7.
earlier than later in this lane against the Aatrox. And this is one of those matchups that can snowball really heavily one way or the other, and then it just becomes completely out of control. So it does mean a whole lot for Serdy to potentially get level 2 first, although he did go for this leash. So gonna sacrifice that potential a little bit as helping Tomio advance through this jungle on the Shen. This River Shen is not one that we've seen too often. Of course, it was popularized mainly by Spica on TSM, but didn't actually appear too often in Worlds 2020, and since
Yeah.
then hasn't shown up all that often either. So I'm excited to see how this champion's going to function. He's gone for the Ember Knife, so going to go for the Red Smite, and yeah, he's already making his way through his own zone.
Yeah, and it's really about the influence he has when you hit that level 6 mark, when you're able to join these teammates in these quick decisions, and you have to buy a little bit of time until then, though. And I want to say, it's the beginning of the game. There's something that's on my mind already, Smack. These dots on Serdy's name bother me so badly. And I don't know why. I mean, that's just me. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I continued that into the cast with Walk last last week.
Give me the big brain analysis.
Well, see, Lennon, the dots are actually descending. They start high and then they end up
why?
lower for Surdy because he's just showing you how low the health bar of his opponent is going to get. As we're already seeing these winning the trades against Cozy Shroud, he's already at about the fourth dot.
I was
there
about
for
to
Cozy.
say.
He's got
So
some
something
insane-
that
This is a good
Yeah.
a good feel
Fuck,
for Cozy
how do
to
I-
know where he's at.
You have to exit. Yeah.
Pain. Okay. So something that I talked with Cubby and we talked with Niberia yesterday as well is when you get into these banter points when you're pointing out things, if you plan on talking for like having a fun, lighthearted conversation about something silly like, why are these dots formatted this way? Like how does that happen? It's bothering me so much, right? It's funny.
Mhm.
I think something I didn't think about until yesterday when I talked to Cubby and Niberia about it is that if we plan on getting into a point, you should immediately preface before going into that saying so this is the early parts of the game. We don't imagine anything should be happening based on we both have relatively heavy power farming jungler as well as a you just need to say something like that. Either both of these teams don't usually like to play that aggressive in the first few minutes, so I want to point out something here. Sredi's name is really bothering me right now, because if you set up that expectation before you get into that point, like unless you know that it's just going to be a short little quip, then you go back into the game discussion of the theory, then it's fine. Otherwise, if you're not talking about the game, then people might be confused.
Yeah, I agree.
As long as you're setting that expectation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I didn't even think about until yesterday. So, like, we both learned.
Now he's getting on the last
Yep.
one. That's all the buttons there. And first place.
That's all the
30.
buttons.
No big deal.
I told you.
So it is. I would definitely not have peaked that high. It's not even the audio distortion. I can tell in your volume. It was exciting. It was like, oh, but instead of he presses all the buttons there, it should have been like, oh, I guess he just presses all his buttons and that's a first blood. You can still sound surprised, but with this being the first game of the best of 3, that's probably like.
I will say, yeah, I do agree. I think that it is followed up by him absolutely smashing this game solo and winning the game himself.
I think,
but I still agree with with your point.
Yeah.
But I think it is followed up by pretty much just being decided now because of that.
Yeah. I would have just because that seemed like because this whole first like few minutes, I love where you and Smax's energy level is right now because you guys are still like just because the way you are talking, it's not like. Yeah, we're on the rift here. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
you guys are talking. We're on the rift here, and things, and I'm just saying things. Blah 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 blah. But we're having a good time. We're strolling. We're strolling in the park. We're not trying to go. You start going into a light jog, and notice how far drastic it goes back to Smacks because in that instance, if you go that high, then you make Smacks look bad because Smacks is just staying at the level that you two were at beforehand. Because listen to the fucking difference there.
I can't believe that you're even surprised.
He kind of roasts you a bit. He's like, Mazel, bro, why'd you peak so hard on that early play? This is.
Hey, speaking of, he wants to join us. Are you down?
Oh yeah. This is technically a Mazel and Smacks casting review, so I am more than happy to accommodate.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Let's get him in here, brother Smacks.
We can just invite him to.
Yeah.
Add friends to DMs.
What the fuck? Smacks is joining. Hey, he's casting in this.
He's on the cast.
Dude, fuck the Sam guy. Overrated. Dimitri's feeling the FOMO. Sag.
Pepe hands with the rough. Oh man. That's so good. I actually don't think I have him as a friend on Discord.
That's. Oh, you're
No.
technically not friends with me on Discord. What is this?
What is this?
Kind of cringe. Okay. Okay, well now how do I?
Yes, you want to invite him? I think you do add friends to DMs, right?
Oh, yeah. Do that. For some reason I can't pull that up on my thing.
I need to wait. No, it does say he's part of my friends. Smacks. There you are. Oh, I guess we have to create a new.
Oh, that's no, that's fine.
A new one. It worked. Boop.
Smacksy poo.
All right.
Hi. What's up?
All right. Stream. Oh, okay. Hello.
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 My friend. We watch us yell at games now, yes?
Let me put that over there. Let me put this over here. And I'm prepared. Okay, I'm here.
All right.
For Surdy, because he's just showing you how low the health bar. You didn't believe me, Cozy didn't believe me, nobody believed me, but I did. I had faith in my own call, and Surdy did too. Thank you so much, Surdy, for getting that first blood. And yeah, he's gonna be able to teleport back to base too, already picking an entire execution.
No, go back. Go back.
I want to say, it's the beginning of the game. There's something that's on my mind already. Smack. These dots on Surdy's name bother me so badly. And I don't know why.
Looking back on it, I did actually kind of. Well, I didn't set it up super heavy, but I did set it up a little bit.
Yeah. So as long as you always set that expectation, then I think it's fine to break off into these little banter points, because it is a nice banter point that you and Smacks have. It's very. I like listening to Smacks and you laugh. It gives me joy.
Can I be in the watch together?
Oh yeah, of course. I just wasn't using it because the sound wasn't coming through, so I was just watching it through his Discord stream.
Okay.
But I will get you to watch.
Thanks. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good. I thought you were about to hit me with something with like, can I be your little pog champ? And I was like,
Okay, I like it.
Fine, I guess you are my little pog. I hate that has been introduced all into my vocabulary. I feel like I'm gonna say that in public now, and oh my god. Yep. Like it's bad enough that I say poggers or pog in public, but like, or pog.
It's not bad. Embrace it.
I just need to make sure I'm
fine. I guess you are my little pog champ. All right, I'm here.
All right.
I'm in.
I apologize, but my goodness, that little angle on him. Whatever. Anyways, Max, give me the big brain analysis.
Well, see, Lennon, the dots are actually descending. They start high and then they end up lower for Surdy, because he's just showing you how low the health bar of his opponent is going to get. As we're already seeing winning the trades against Cozy Shroud, he's already at about the fourth dot.
I was about to say
he's got some sustain.
Really careful. This is a good feel for Cozy to know where he's at. He just looks at things. Now he's getting it on the last one. That's all the buttons there, and first blood to Surdy. No big deal.
So as we told Lennon already, you could be surprised, but you don't need, because I think you and Smacks are pretty much at like 1s and 2s if we have to put it on a number scale. 1 being like very, 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 very relaxed. 2 like slight points of inflection but still relaxed, and then you jumped up to a 5 or a 6 there. I think you can jump up to a 3, maybe a 4. So you can just be, instead of getting that's all the buttons there, it's just okay. Well, I guess Surdy's just gonna get a first blood this early in the game, because then Smacks has to bring you back to reality with.
I told you. I can't believe that you're even surprised.
That shit's so funny to me. I'm willing to give you a pass just because of how hard Smacks like saves you from like Oh God! Why are we getting so excited? I don't know why you're surprised.
I
in
told
front
you
of him.
exactly
It
what's going to
telling
happen.
him. I don't understand. It was all there, all the information you needed.
You didn't believe me. Cozy didn't believe me. Nobody believed me, but I did. I had faith in my own call, and Surdy did too. Thank you so much, Surdy, for getting this blood. And yeah,
Why is it
he's gonna
stuttering?
be able to tell.
Is there a reason why it's stuttering?
I have no idea.
This is cringe.
Teleport back to base too,
Mm.
already
I
picking up
miss Rabbit.
an entire executioners. So this is actually pretty exciting.
Oh,
you can
that's so
you can get a lot of
huge.
grievous wounds out of that one. It's essentially the same item as it was before, except if you
This is really bothering me.
upgrade it,
Hmm.
you have the potential to get 60% healing reduction,
Yeah.
and that is a prospect that I'm sure all the members of Zenith are really
super
happy to
weird.
see. Is there are against Aatrox and Swain and Hecarim.
And Cozy's heart just crumbled a little bit
What's
more
wrong with the
as soon as
audio,
that
though?
die go down into Surdy's.
I find that it's
I
like.
think it is. I think it actually is just watch together messing up.
Well, the audio sounds like that on the Twitch stream too.
Oh,
Twitch compression.
yeah, maybe.
So, I mean, it's also like,
I've never had this problem with the stuttering though. It's super weird.
yeah, Sag.
What do y'all want to do?
I'm gonna see what happens if I just pull it directly up on Twitch.
Seeing that buy go down into Surdy's pocket because it's never fun as an Aatrox who has to deal with so much sustain.
Are you watching the Discord streams, Max? Can you watch that?
I wasn't. I can switch over though.
Okay,
Yeah, it's already
that just
It
a
was-
1,000 times
mean,
better.
It was mostly the quality that was a issue, but that doesn't really matter for this.
okay. Can you turn? Are you able to shift the quality to like the highest one? Because I should be able to stream 1080 to you in the call.
Oh, that's. I don't know. Wait, where even is that setting?
No,
I'm putting a halt to everything.
it's all good.
You're fine.
How do you even do that? Wait.
There should be like a little gear icon.
I don't see one either
Yeah, I don't see that at all. Huh.
on Discord. You're talking about like the actual Discord settings, streamer voice and video. No.
I don't know. The quality doesn't matter too much anyway.
Okay. No worries.
I am ready.
Wait a second.
Perhaps it is because we are in U.S. South.
Well, to be fair, Mazel lives in Cali. I live in Utah. You live in Michigan. So let's go Central.
That is true.
I have changed it to
Central might work better.
Central.
Yeah, I think that one might work better.
You actually sound better. Now does
Yeah,
Mazel?
you do.
Hello.
Hello.
Wow, everyone sounds better. All right, South just
South is
sucks.
cursed.
Yeah, South is cursed. You know the South is cursed anyway.
Is really focused around
Rushing
getting
over
that
that.
health bar traded down and then healing back up, and now you've got to deal with all that grievous wounds coming in from this very aggressive champion in Surdy. As you see, Cozy apparently is just not going to have a good time today, Smacks, and his health bar is representative of
Yeah, see that's like when you're pointing out to something that just keeping it nice and smooth. It's like, oh, poor Cozy, he's getting bullied. Leave him alone.
Two sides to every issue.
Yeah, even though he only has the one bar of dots on his name for Surdy versus America, it does not stop after he does it once. He will
Yeah.
continue doing that as the lane progresses. So Cozy has to be very careful. And this is a champion that we've kind of been hyping up a bit, as there is a new Aatrox specific item. Not that it's only good on him, but
Oh no.
the Eclipse is very fun on
It's
Aatrox
so
because it gives you
good.
the Omni heal. And it gives you the movement speed, the armor penetration, you get lethality. But unfortunately for Cozy, he only has a longsword. He doesn't actually have that item yet, and he might be dead.
I'm very confused at what's happening right now. Aspect has come up here for a dive. They have gotten found out. They will get Cozy. Aspect gets out Goo can't follow up, and you know, after all the craziness, they get another kill on the top side.
See, your level right there is like now at like a 3, but we just saw the pop off at a 6. So that's just like, and we're already agreed on this, but it's just, you know, going back and pointing out, it's like, okay, well, because now your ramp spiked up to here, but then you're back down here. So just being able to gauge it and control it better. Even if something does happen, if you need to show the surprise instead of volume, is always just pitch change or just taking pauses and taking breaths just to kind of accentuate the, well, that just happened, I guess. That's, okay, I'll buy it. You know, levels of surprise can be indicated in multiple ways.
Yeah, and Young was on a reset right there, so Aspect just timing his attacks very well. Makes it so he doesn't actually lose any minions that entire time. He's going to be able to walk
For what
back
it's worth,
about the same
up until
time as
that
Young mid,
spike, this has been a very, very, very good controlled cast from both of you.
Footing is he does have a kill under his belt now.
That's the only thing that's like,
so another excellent play on this top side for Zenith, and Cozy Shroud really going to need to get himself into shape. He's going to continue this game and this series forward without costing his team the series.
Not feeling too great on the HR civilian #1. Has the possibility to have big influence in the team fights later on. It will be first dragon going over to Zenith. They get the Ocean Dragon, and that's going to feel good as an early dragon, getting a little bit of extra regen and those kind of extra little trinkets. Cozy fading in 30 a little bit, does have potential help. Goose found him. Hextech ultimatum comes in nicely. Can he get the damage down, though? That's a lot. Surdy's not going to be able to survive, and Cozy responds with his own kill.
You know what I would have done? Because you as the spectator just saw that Goo is sitting in the bush. You could have framed it as, well, let's see if Cozy can set the trap. Oh, he fell for it. Well,
yeah,
because you set it up almost, the way you called that makes it seem like you didn't know Goo was there, and he happened to show up just in the nick of time, and now the onus is on, like, Surdy's like, oh, well, can he outplay this 1v2 with this, you know, surprise reinforcements? But I think because you and the audience already have that information, you can be like, shh, be very, very quiet. Or, you know, like, I mean, that my Mimi way of saying that is he doesn't know Pepe laugh. Oh, no. So just in your way.
I will say that, and I don't know how to think about it because I really liked being with an observer. But like those moments when the vision toggle would go down and I don't get to see what's happening in the bush, it worries me because like I think Goo was charging up his devastating charge in the bush as he was going. So like if I would have known that he was getting ready to go, I think I would have had more information. But it went dark early, and so at that point, like I have the information there in the bush, but I think I was anxious, and I think that went into that.
I see.
Because it happened multiple times. Because that's something I do remember is like they would do the vision hall, which is really awesome for the audience. I think it's amazing. But for me, I lose that information. And you don't know what's happening in that bush. They could have flashed away. They could have done literally anything, and I wouldn't know. When in that case, you just have to go with context.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, if you don't know, the audience also doesn't know, right? So you can always put yourself in the shoes of the audience. Like if they're not going to have the omniscient view, neither should you. And so you have to operate. Oh crap. Well, you know, you know, for Surdy, we don't know if Goo's waiting there in the bush at all, you know, and the way that Cozy is playing, it potentially could bait him in. The trap, is Goo still there? And then boom, surprise horse, right? So
I think that's a little bit more towards what happened. I agree the execution wasn't as good, but yeah, I think
has the possibility to have big influence in the team fights later on. It will be first dragon going over to Zenith. They get the Ocean Dragon, and that's going to feel good as an early dragon, getting a little bit of extra regen and those kind of extra.
So yeah, he was charging up the devastating charge.
Yeah, hang on. Let me listen.
They get the Ocean Dragon, and And that's going to feel good as an early dragon, getting a little bit of extra regen and those kind of extra little trinkets. Cozy fading in 30 a little bit, does have potential help. Goose found him. Hextech ultimate.
Yeah, I think I fumbled the little beginning
down
of
though.
it.
Yeah, I think the word choice of Goose found him versus something more along the lines of Cozy successfully baiting in Surdy comes in, and I think also
It was a lot of indecision. I could hear the indecision in my voice.
There's a little hesitancy of you trying to figure out how to frame that, and
Yeah.
sometimes when that
And
happens,
it was I remembering back, I think it did have a little bit to do with a bit of panic and not being able to see what was going on.
sure. I think
Like that, not like necessarily like overloading my senses, but like that little extra bit to hesitate and not make it a clear call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In those moments, I think it's perfectly fine to because hang on. How do I phrase this? So something that Ravi does is when he panics, he tries to start saying a bunch of words just because he's like, oh crap. If I don't start, if he realizes that he's panicking and he doesn't say anything, then he feels like people are going to recognize that he's panicking. And so he just starts trying to say whatever comes on the screen. He just, it's like he's just trying to sight read for the sake of sight reading because he's like, well, I just need to say something so that people don't think that I don't know what I'm doing. But when you do that, you're not giving your brain a chance to recoup and figure out
Exactly
what's happening and then framing it for the audience. And I think in these situations when things play out, it's fine to just say something along the lines of,
it's Cozy's first dragon going over to Zenith.
Talking about Zenith. We see Goo trinket swap here. Cozy potentially baiting something for Surdy. We'll have to see. Oh, he's gonna bite for it, and this might be the punish here. Hextech Ultimatum comes out, but 2-on-1 situation. Doesn't seem like Surdy will get out of this one.
Yeah.
So just take your time on those, and because you wanna save the more ramp ups for when the team fights start happening later on, right? So
Spawns with his own kill, 2-1.
You ended that was nice.
He had a ward that he could have dropped in the river. He still has it in his inventory, but refusing to do so and using the hook shot in will signify that the gank is possible, and Cozy Shroud getting revenge right there. Very nicely done, and for Surdy, it just feels like a silly mistake. You gotta not be that greedy in this lane. Yes, you're so far ahead, and yes, you do have the 2 kills over Cozy, but still gotta respect the fact that there is a Hecarim right there, and he has ultimate, and now already has 2 pieces of his Trinity Force.
Which is ever so closer to this huge power spike, which is going to be super scary if you're Cozy, at least getting closer to that. But hopefully he'll be able to respond with that eclipse of his own. Right now, it's been about trying to get Tomio to level 6. He has achieved that now, so he's going to be looking at these Stand Uniteds. Goo is going to be essential to his team now. Where can he path to? Where can he force Tomio's hand to make it to where they are having to react and not making the preemptive plays work? Because I feel like once that starts happening, things start getting a little bit downhill for TBA.
Lennon, I'm glad you brought up Tomio because I'm really surprised that he is the only player of all 10 that's playing a true tank. When everyone knows that tanks are monster broken, even after. Wait, hold this.
Yeah,
oh
Cozy.
No, Cozy.
There's a bunch of people up there, and you are gonna fall. So another kill, big focus by Zenith.
See, like I like that though. That's I think I'm trying to see if I'm okay with the interrupting because it might have been more on Smacks to alleviate to something, but you just going wait oh no, I don't know, I'm impartial to that. I think it's fine because it kind of works because it's very sincere. It's like, oh wait, Cozy, well there's a bunch of people there. Yeah, just that's fun and I like it. Something if I don't see this happen in the next like 10 minutes, because Smacks, you weren't quote unquote here for this, but I talked to Lennon. I was asking, so when did this happen? Before or after Honda Scouting Grounds? And he said it was after. So we have Tomio and Plux, both players that we saw a lot of from Scouting Grounds. And so when it comes to narrative building, so far there has not, apart from Surdy, there's not been much narrative building that has stuck with me. Now, if you guys have been talking about it, then I guess that's on me. But so far, it's really just been...
I just made the point about looking at Tomio. But this was different for Tomio, I feel like, because he was playing the Shen, whereas typically you see Tomio on these like early aggressive junglers.
Sure.
And so just now I made the point to bring up like now is when we're going to start seeing Tomio be active. But I agree, like overall, and I don't remember exactly if they did on the desk or not too much.
They did. They did.
But yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm pretty sure a lot of the narrative was built there. But I agree that we could have made more points towards that earlier in the game.
And I think there's nothing wrong with like referring to it as well. I think what you can bring up is that, well, Tomio is, just seeing his top laner go down in a 1v2, even though it's an opportunity that Goo gets to, like assists, it gave Tomio time to get to level 6, which is an important spike for Shen. And so now you can, what I would want to see happen, or would be interested to see play out, is once Tomio hits level 6, you recall a time from Scouting Grounds Week where Tomio on a champion that was very reliant on level 6, aka Evelyn, in the first 2 games that he played, how does his priorities shift up at this point in the game? And I think that's what you were getting to, Lennon, but I want you to specifically call out the events. Like, instead of just saying, we know Tomio, blah, blah, blah. Okay, for those that have been watching Scouting Grounds, cool. For those that haven't, recall. Like, call out specific moments. And then it also makes your credibility look more, because if you just say, like, oh, yeah, generally this is what we see, you should cite your sources, bro. The fucking MLA format, Chicago, whatever, APA.
Exactly. That's what me and TJ were talking about the other day, is like the points are there, the information is behind it. And I've talked with Rebel about this like over and over again for months and months. But like my points are there, the information is in my head, but I do generalizations a lot of the time instead of giving the actual information I'm trying to give, or like just an overview of it. And so yeah, it's something I've been trying to work on.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because I'll give you an example of one person that used to cite his sources extremely well was Papa Smithy back on LCK. I remember there's a time where he was comparing the first like 10 minutes of farming. I don't remember what the team was, but I remember he said, the pathing from... I started... I caught myself imitating Papa Smithy's accent a little bit.
It was pretty good.
Can you guys want to clip that and send that to Papa Smith?
You'd have to do an entire sentence for it.
Oh, sure. Okay. The paw thing reminds me a little. I can't. I'm sorry.
Well, Twitch chat, I tried. I tried to get you the content that you've been waiting for.
I'm so embarrassed. Fuck.
I loved it. It was great.
Like I could feel it. It's just
That's who you should dress up as for Halloween next year.
How does Papa Smithy dress? Do I just buy 100 Thieves merch?
Should you just like buy a suit and I don't know. We have a bunch of suits, so honestly, I don't know.
All right, but
you
anyway,
just have to speak in that accent.
Yeah, so he was talking about the pathing from. It reminds me a lot of Cloud9's earlier season 3 games where Meteos would be playing junglers like Nasus, and because all of his laners have so much pressure and priority on the map, the Meteos doesn't have to do a damn thing, and freewillingly just farm up camps, and he's able to accelerate himself and then get to the point where at level 6, that's when he starts being active on the map. So cool moments like that, just being able to, like, even though that is quote unquote a general, he's still being specific. He's saying season 3, he's calling out certain champions like Nasus. He's talking about Cloud9 having priority in their lanes and them being one of the more dominant teams in North America at the time upon their entrance into the scene in summer 2013. So if you're going to call out to Tomio, be like, yeah, we saw Tomio at the very, since the beginning of Honda Scouting Grounds on Team Infernal, mainly the picks and the Evelyn. He's putting a lot of trust in his laners to just play it cool, be safe, not let hit the fan, or anything, and he's just going to farm up to level 6. And now that he is at this point, this is where he starts being a lot more proactive on the map, looking to set up plays to start taking the first few turrets of the game, and et cetera, et cetera. So, anyway, just more specific call-outs. It's fine.
Yeah.
And like it's better than nothing to talk about player tendencies, but being specific helps a lot with the narrative of storytelling. Because then you can say, like, let's say you're talking about a player's, like, if I feel bad. When we talk about Niles, right? It's so easy. I'm sorry. It's just Niles likes to ego check people a lot, right? And so when we look back on instances where he's picking Gangplank, knowing that they're going to pick Lucian, and then he still beats the Lucian in the 1v1 against Tenacity, which is probably one of the stronger top laners we had in Amateur before he got promoted to Academy, right? Then, it goes to show, can we see a progression here from Niles where he can still play the lanes incredibly well despite being in a counter-picked matchup, but also ensure to not get too complacent and cocky and throw away his advantage when there's nothing to trade for on the cross side of the map, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, cite your sources.
To the top side of the map again, and it's gotten them 3 kills already, Smacks.
And Cozy's just so far away from getting that eclipse that we were talking about for him too. He's still trying to build up components for Ninja Tabby, which does not feel good at all because the mythic items and items in general just have so much power in them that you really don't want to be buying your boots as early anymore, because whoever gets that first item on board is just so much more powerful right now. So I'm honestly surprised that we're not seeing a lot of free boots in the meta right now, because it just ends up being the case. Maybe as the season 11 meta continues, we might be seeing more free boots, but for right now, yeah, it just is going to feel really bad for Cozy trying to get these components. He doesn't even have his rated dirt on the bot side. Wow.
We were getting some fighting down there. There's already one down, and that's Plux. Can they follow it up, though? Another falls Goo, main member of TBA. And Young Mid is completely caught here. Getting a bit bamboozled. Cozy
Why
trying to make it
flash?
away now.
That's
Is not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where is he gonna go? Damn, Tomio really. Yeah. I would have pointed that out. I was like, damn, Tomio hitting him with the BM flash like he's actually gonna get out of that situation. That's when you know he's really sending a message.
Against the Kaisa there, and it's still Zenith pulling out everything. 6-1 now, getting tower plates on top side, getting the fight, getting the dragon. They have everything right now.
Yeah, and we were talking about how crucial it is that Aatrox has this new item that is so perfect for him. Galio has items that are perfect for him too here, Lennon. There are some
really
ridiculous ones for him. The Hextech Rocket Bout is ridiculous because it gives you the extra movement speed to chase down your targets, and then
Smack's not hyping up Imperial Mandate. Who'd you get on the cast here?
now this was very early.
It was.
This was very early in the preseason, which I'm actually realizing that, like, I talked a lot about items that just do not fucking matter, but it's because it's the preseason.
Yeah, it was literally like a week after the items came.
It was like just moments after it launched, but listening to this, I'm like, just shut up already. Move to the next topic, bro, please. But I think it's more excusable in the context of the day that it was.
Mm-hmm.
I just like giving you shit for not talking about Imperial Mandate. Even because I feel like you should change your Twitter name to Imperial Mandate Apologist at this point.
It's not an apology if it's just the most broken thing in the game.
Oh, Imperial Mandate Abuser.
Also,
That
I'm
just
pretty
lets
sure
you
that I'd be
land your
stealing
farm.
content from Paige.
Hmm.
'Cause I'm pretty sure that's her Twitter name.
Is it really?
At least I mean she changes it like every single day. But
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that was her her Twitter name for one of the days.
Maybe.
Nearly every single time. Not to mention the Chemtech Fumigator is ridiculous, but could be that kill. Well, double kill
That's a
bot
double
side.
kill. Yeah, they respond with 2 of their own. Although I was
See
just
how
gonna
chill
make
you
mention-
are in all of these, Mazel? And I know I'm
Yeah.
and then just that first blood that happened.
Yeah.
Sag.
I hate to do this to Sam Price because he's my homie, but I think we're looking at the wrong stuff for a couple of these
Mm.
times. We could be looking at the fights more before they start. But that's okay. I
Hmm.
forgive Sam. Because like
No,
it sounds
the,
like a lot of these times I'm just like, oh my god, people are already dead. But it's okay.
Sometimes that happens though in games.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, well, they're dead. That's unlucky.
Yeah.
level gap between Cozy and 30 up there, but at least TBA are able to get a couple back for themselves on the bot side, trying to focus down, trying to make sure that either this Swain or this Orianna that we set up in the draft, we set up before the game, is going to get ahead. And they're able to get a couple kills on the Swain.
And it's actually now Glock having more gold.
Life hasn't changed
Wait,
you, then you
Space Dad Shiro. That's Dan. Excuse me.
Excuse me, Dan, what is your name? But Cozy Shroud is the one that's getting low. One more kill is going to go over to Surdy. Does give his life. Now TP coming in. And that's
More.
or this Orianna that we set up in the draft, we set up before the game, is going to get ahead. And they're able to get a couple kills on the Swing.
And it's actually now Glock having more gold.
life hasn't changed
Wait,
you, then you
Space
have
Dad Shiro. That's Dan. Excuse me.
Excuse me, Dan, what is your name? But Cozy Shroud is the one that's getting low. One more kill is going to go over to Surdy. Does give his life. Now TP coming in, and that's going to be Aspect, who's just going to use the speed to dip, dive, and dodge. He gets away from Young Mid. He might actually be able to actually push this. Should be a bit unfortunate. They are not going to be able to get the tower, though. Looks like that little
point, I should've
gank,
just
that little
ended it
play
earlier.
they were trying to make in the top lane is going to end.
And it's
As we see
picking up
the
yet another
war.
kill.
Unfortunate time to recognize the. It is funny. I'm assuming this is not his normal gamer tag.
No, he's usually set X fell.
Set Exophilios.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Which is also a funny name, but I didn't realize that was his name in the game. So
Space Ted Shiro, yeah.
Which is by far one of my favorite names ever now. I think on the last cast with Walk, I yelled it out in one of the fights just because I wanted to.
Space
I was
Dad
calling him
Shiro!
Dan. Yeah, I was calling him Dan
Oh.
like the whole game, and he like popped off and was like Space Dad Shiro. It was great.
Oh no. Okay. Well, yeah. I don't know if it would have been appropriate if it's funny, but Mazel could have been like, all right, Space Dad, sure, what? Oh, well, enough about funny names. We got a collapse here from Young Mid. Cozy will actually get traded by Surdy before he goes down. And then you can talk about the TP coming in from Aspect, and then
I should have cut it off after that.
mhm.
I shouldn't have kept going.
It's all good. It's a habit. I think the habit of play-by-plays wanting to talk more doesn't come, like, we're better at ending things when we've either had a long team fight or if we like built up something by ourselves, because it was like quote unquote our turn, and then we got a chance to build it up, and then we got to do the fight. I think a lot of times play-by-plays get in the tendency of like me want to talk, and if like a fight happens and it was so short, it's like, well I'm here, I'm talking, I want to talk.
Yeah. I think for me, it's the whole wait. It's kind of like that funny meme of like, you're always waiting for the perfect window, but the window never shows or whatever. Like,
Sure.
it always seems to me like I always get caught up in wanting to give the perfect handoff, where I want to keep setting it up and make sure like I'm setting that tee up, I'm putting the ball on there, I'm like getting the bat in position to just have to like go forward with it. Like, I feel like sometimes you get too caught up in that, and that's what happened there. Is like I'm trying to set it. I want to make sure I hand off this perfect package to Smacks, but I'm doing it too much.
Mm-hmm. I think if you want to use a package analogy, let's say that Smacks is ready to work with whatever, because as long as you actually give him something before it, because if you, never mind. That analogy sucks.
I was ready for it. I was like Smacks in your analogy. I was ready for it.
I mean, it's just kind of along the lines of like, if you're taking a bite of the cookie, you don't want to bite all of the cookie off, even though like it seems like a short cookie. It's like, well, I only got a nibble. Well, then Smacks can just take a nibble. Then you go back and forth, and you settle back into a longer pattern, right? Because and I think something that we don't explore too often is rapid fire back and forth conversation, rather than like long talk, then I long talk, you long talk, then I long talk. And I think that's where banter really comes into play a lot. I know that was something that I kind of messed up a lot with Cubby. We had some good manner moments, and there's parts where I was like really invested into narrative building and storytelling, and then Cubby didn't get to talk for a while, and he's like, hey man, I want to talk about narrative too. I'm like, shit bro, you're right, my bad.
I am
Thank you, Sam.
Reeling
Thank you,
at the name Space Dad Shiro. I don't know what that means, but I like it. So thank you, Dan. Thank you for getting laughing at your name. Honestly, I'm not even surprised at what his name was before. But anyway, the dragon is now started up. We see all the members of Zenith corralling around it. And you gotta imagine that this is gonna go over to them again. Gu is on his own Krug, so literally the polar opposite of where that objective is. He might have his entire Triforce now completed, but instead he's gonna make his way over to the top lane, perhaps. Maybe pick up this wave, as we're seeing Cozy Shroud do the same in mid.
Yeah, just trying to stop this tower from going over, potentially trying to stop all 5 plates from going into Surdy's pocket. There's the Rift Herald mid lane, though. It's going to help get even more gold over, and they're already 2,000 gold in the lead here. Trying to make it even more. That charge is going to go off and give some gold over to Aspect. We do see a big focus down towards bot side as Tomio has shown up. He gets knocked away, though.
I think Surdy's dead, by the way.
I think so too, and there's going to be a fight in the top side. We get even more on the bot side. Everything used and missed is the one that picks up the kill. Top side, Surdy is able to get one. Stand United coming through. Can he turn it? Does get the damage there. Look at Cozy. Oh my goodness, Surdy has taken a double kill, and then Plux goes down. Young Mid is just standing in the middle saying, where did my team go?
Remember I said that Surdy was dead? That's because he was in a 1v2 against Gu and Cozy top lane, and he was at 100 HP. And then somehow he turned it around without his ultimate, without his flash, and without even his mythic item yet. He just purchased this Triforce.
So both of you are starting to ramp up a bit. It's completely fine. I think there's some moments in that team fight. Awkward choices in spikes. Like you spike, and I almost like, oh, well, if you're gonna spike, then I kind of want you to end there, but then you drop back down like, oh shit, I didn't mean to go that high. It's like, let's see.
One that picks up the way though.
I think Surdy's dead, by the way.
Okay, so like right now y'all are at 3-4, And Smack says, yeah, Surdy's dead here, so let's focus on the bot side fight. And it's like, okay, that's good.
I think so too, and there could be a fight on the top side. We get even more on the bot side. Everything used and missed is the one that picks up the kill.
And you're fine. Smacks then interjects with a, whoa, naughty. And then this is where it's a little signal that, okay, maybe we turn it up to a 5.
Top side Surdy
But this is like 6. It's like, okay, we'll go to 6 for this.
is able to get one. Stand United coming through. Can he turn it?
And then you drop back down. Like if you... I feel like the excitement is that, wait a minute, we just said that he was about to die, and he's actually not dying. He's turning it around just thanks to a Shen ultimate. And I feel like if you jump up there just to come back down, that would have been appropriate if Surdy still dies in the 1v2 and he just managed to take a trade back. But because he comes out on top, that's kind of like, oh shit, this game is doomed kind of thing. And this game is over.
It does get the damage there. Look at Cozy.
Because Smacks is kind of like at the appropriate level right now. It's like, wow, he just turned it around. Now, had you not done that spike, I think that call is fine. So, and I think like, and obviously in the grand scheme of things, to a general audience, nothing is really wrong here. But I'm just like kind of.
That's not what we're here for.
That's right. We're talking about fucking specifics. We harping on
get
this.
better.
That's right.
We're in the gym.
Jesus. I felt like you were like right next to me. It's like, no, Mark, tell me I'm shit. We're in the gym. Push me, damn it. Is this how Kangas tells you and talks to you, man?
This is what we do. We all gather in the living room. We watch VODs and we work out. Okay, just tells us how bad we are.
I would pay good money to see that content. Please tell Kangas to host a VOD review with you and Coco, and then anytime that he's like, oh, that was dog shit. All right, back to the bench. Go. Press. Give me 10. Just oh my God. What if Kangas, like, have you guys seen the movie Atlantis?
Yeah.
You know, Commander Rourke? Can we please get Kangas to do a cosplay of Commander Rourke? Oh my goodness. I know he's
I'm writing all this down to present to him later.
Oh,
so you know.
thank God. Like, here, I'm going to show
It's going to be a part of my caster notes.
I'm
It's just
showing
right
it
in
on
the middle of it.
Dude, just, oh my God. Imagine if Kangas was Commander Rourke. Oh my goodness. Oh.
That's such a good movie.
Oh, Atlantis is one of the best Disney movies of all time. Don't at me. Oh, anyway.
Oh my goodness, Surdy has taken a double kill, and then Plux goes down. Young Mid is just standing in the middle saying, where did my team go?
Remember I said that Surdy was dead? That's because he was in a 1v2 against Goo and Cozy top lane, and he was at 100 HP. And then somehow he turned it around without his ultimate, without his flash, and without even his mythic item yet. He just purchased this Triforce.
That's not true.
I don't know how he did that.
That's not
but
true.
I don't know how they won the bot side fight too. Zen just taking 4 kills across the map. They're up 6,000. Is this
It
right?
just hit balloon.
Producer Sam, is that right? Are we sure they're not hacking?
I'm smudging my screen.
Something I just realized. You know what? I think we said this before on Cup, but I need hang on, let me look this up real quick.
Well, now I want to hear this.
Yeah, don't worry. I have to pull up. I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna show the image real quick. Fuck, what was it? There we go. There we go. Where is the? I need him. Where? Can we get Smacks to cosplay Charlie Day?
Yes.
Specifically, his character from Pacific Rim, where he's just like
Nice.
putting all the numbers together.
Yeah.
Just you sound a lot like Charlie Day right here. I really like it.
Kills across the map. They're up 6,000. Is this that right?
It ballooned.
Producer Sam, is that right? Are
It's
you
Charlie
sure they're not
Day!
hacking?
I'm smudging my screen, Smacks. It's not going away. I'm hoping. I'm trying. I thought my screen was dirty. No, that's a 6,000 gold lead.
Yeah, that's just going to be Zenith snowballing throughout this early game. The plates haven't even dropped yet. That's how early this is. Of course, they're about to, but they've already taken, let's do some quick math here, 11 turret platings this game. And they have 11.
Oh, we should have made a
just as many
joke about they've
kills.
taken as many. Wait. I didn't remember that.
Yeah, I just said that.
Yeah.
Do some quick math here. 11 turret platings this game. And they have 11. They have just as many kills.
Yeah. We have about double the gold over on Surdy right now than his lane opponent. Also,
Oh, wow.
going into that, I mean, the CS differential is insane. Cozy is just having a bit of trouble. here when it
Replays!
comes to
Oh, God.
the bot
Fog
lane play,
you.
at least, where
All right,
some
yeah.
fun shenanigans.
Yeah, let's check this out. So they have these ultimates. We also do see that the Shen ulti is channeled. I don't think it actually goes through because it is canceled. So Plux diving in to cancel that one out, but he will get killed because of it. As we see Miss flashing forward, the exhaust is not enough to save Plux. So that's how we see it. The 4 kills all across the map, and Zenith just absolutely running away with this one right now. They already have 3 mythic items completed and an entire Nashor's Tooth for space.
I think I know this is mainly for Mizzell, but Mr. Smacks, I think that breakdown relatively weak because you kind of just stated a lot what just happened in the replay. The only thing that was new information is theorizing how the Shen ulti got canceled. It's like, okay, Plux puts himself in no man's land to ensure that the Shen ulti doesn't go down. But when you go through that effort and it still doesn't matter, then you know that TBA is they're in dire straits right now. They're winning. They're giving up pressure towards the top side to win the 2v1, and they still can't. They still can't make that work. And so if the split push is so big that these winning 1v2s just with the help of a Shen ulti and not necessarily a Shen being able to join, and then you're losing and bring a lot of resources to stop those counter attempts, we're at the point where it's like TBA is about to be bled out here. And oh god, 45 to 104. Oh no.
Yep.
That's pretty bad.
That, or otherwise known as Dan. So just barreling through this one right now.
I just find it so interesting that ADCs, at least in games that I've casted, don't typically go for the mythic items. And it's conversations I've had with Coco a lot and a couple other people. It's really interesting, the mindset in that. Like, why prioritize some of these pieces? You see the Nashor's Tooth being completed there for Dan, and it's all about these little minute things. But so far, I mean, being in the lead, having all that gold down there, it still feels good, and it lets you do these kinds of options, go these kinds of builds, and be able to have the gold for those. As we're gonna see Plux potentially in some trouble here. They really want to dive this,
weird.
but potentially just want to get the tower.
Mizzell, I get what you're trying to go for. You're like trying to bring up a point, but if you're gonna do that, you need to somehow incorporate Smacks into it, because you like brought up this point, you didn't really go into depth about it, and you're just saying, yeah, I mean, this is something me and Coco talked about, and kind of like this, it's the blah 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 blah, general. Okay, well, I'm gonna close that point now. I guess I brought it up. I realize I don't like it anymore. I'm pretty sure that's not what you thought, but that's what it kind of seems like to me. Because if you're gonna, because general points are fine if you give an opening to Smacks to elaborate further, but
Yeah, there was Tomio using.
and you don't even get a chance to because it's now a fight.
Oh, here's flat.
Knocked up there. Oh, there's the shockwave too. Big entrance though. out there. Oh no, Cozy just gets obliterated. There's no hope in that as the Winds of War do so much damage. You have the flank from Surdy, gets knocked out of the Hectic Ultimatum. You still have Demonic Ascension, but it doesn't matter. His health bar is gone, and that is the health bars of TBA being wiped from the slate, taken off the map, and an ace will come through for Zenith Esports.
For the most part, solid team fight call, and I think it, if we're able to look from the perspective of this entire game, if you were able to ensure that you didn't have those earlier spikes, then when you finally got to that point, you can conclude this as this team fight is pretty damning. It's a full 5-man ace. No one drops here. This signals that TBA is kind of out of it, barring miracle picks or something really devastatingly disastrous from Zenith. I mean, you can point out, you don't have to point out like, well, 10 CS lead here, 10 CS, but the big one, you can be like, when the top laner is almost about to, when it is ready, almost about to flame horizon, is about to get flame horizoned, and you're losing team fights, full 5-man without dropping a single member, and you're losing the 2v1 in topside, maybe that's more for Smacks to kind of pick up on and illustrate, but the tone in your voice, how you start off slow and ramped up, that is definitely what you're looking for. I think you could have, by the time you raised it, the fight was already over, so I don't think you had to raise it anymore. You could have just kept it at that volume, because the fact that you did have the ramp up just made the fight more interesting. Because overall, I think that it followed what you wanted to do in terms of inspiration from American football casting, where you're just calling out general positional things. Front lines are back-to-back, trading some damage onto the frontliners. Now there is a flank from Surdy into the back line. This causes chaos for TBA. They are scrambled. Hextech Ultimatum shoves and splits everyone up. And now Zenith just fucking dogpile in and wipe them all out.
Not just any ace, that's a 5-for-0 ace there too, Lennon. Zenith is just so far ahead in this game. And I say that because, they played that really well, but so did Plux. He actually played Bodyguard against Alistar very nicely. We saw him knock back Surdy from the Hextech Ultimatum, so it actually let Glock run away, but it wasn't enough at all, as we're about to see this replay come in. Just watch what Plux does. He sets this up so incredibly well with the Headbutt Pulverize onto 2 members. He has his ultimate there, so he's not taking any damage. And just watch his positioning throughout the rest of this too. We see the teleport come in, we see the engage on the Glock, and immediately knocked out of it. So Plux actually played this just so well, and we see that he's still pumping out all this crowd control, but everyone just dies so easily from Zenith's incredible damage at this point. But they're not done. This is
live. Not. They want even more kills. Goo gets his own shutdown there, getting very low, not going to go down. Plux gets the knockback, misses, in some trouble here. Going to get a lot of damage blocked, and Dan picks up his own kill, going on a rampage now, as Surdy does half of Young Mid's health. The taunt flash from Tomio! My God, he's going to get the kill, but he dies as well. They're diving under tower. They're getting everything. Dan or Space Dad Shiro's getting kills left and right. That's a double and another ace. You thought it was done. You thought we were looking at a replay, but it's right back to it.
I guess that's...
if even though that's a hype call, if I had a gift to summarize kind of like the end there as the fight is already over, it would be this one. Just it's over. It's game 1. Oh wait, my Discord crashed. Hello.
Oh, hello.
My Discord crashed. Damn it.
Oh, no. All right. So what is the a gift to summarize?
Oh yeah, a gift to summarize how I felt about the call. call, especially near the end, because you started ramping up and hyping up because, you know, it's kind of natural. It's like, all right, I want to get loud. I want to get excited. This is, you know, they're like playing fights super well, but they're also like 10,000 gold ahead, so they can do this flashy stuff. So I'm just like, all right, time to cut it. Yeah, it's all good, man. Because you gotta save that. You gotta save that for. Yeah, stop it. He's already dead. Oh, you know what? I'll post it in the disc. Yeah, just cause
That's why.
like right. So like the way this fight starts out, it's fine. Maybe you can have some tonal
Damage at this point, but
you can have some tonal inflections when they make the trade pick.
More kills. Goo gets his own shutdown there, getting very low, not going to go down. Flux gets the knockback, misses, in some trouble here. Going to get a lot of damage blocked, and Dan picks up his own kill, going on a rampage now, as Surdy does half of Young Mid's health.
Like, that peak kind of sets up the... that peak shouldn't happen, but then because of that peak, I think you feel that, well, I've peaked. I must now go higher. I must now ascend into my Super Saiyan form.
The taunt flash from Tomio! My God, he's gonna get the kill, but he dies as well. They're diving under tower. They're getting everything. Dan or Space Dad Shiro is getting kills left and right. That's a double and another ace. You thought it was done. You thought we were looking at a replay, but it's right back to it.
Yeah, so this, like, that... You could have just ended at the turret. Like, that kind of call is something for, like, a game 3 or, because this is just game 1. I think you can frame it in the perspective of, like, well, TBA started off that fight with a nice pick, but with Zenith being so far ahead, you know, it should be understood or taken for granted that would be the outcome of that fight. And you can probably point to, well, at this point, TBA is just probably thinking about next game. You know, if they're able to get some picks back and forth, it's cool. But I would imagine that Zenith, we should be operating under the assumption that Zenith doesn't play so terribly bad that they throw their lead. They should be able to close out the game from the rest of this point. Because then what happens is we're only at 17 minutes. We should be near the end of the game. But then if the game actually stalls out, like TBA stalls out for some fucking reason until 40 minutes, then you gotta save that kind of call energy for that point in the game. I'm not muted in Discord, am I?
No.
Okay.
nope. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I just wanted to make sure. I was like,
I guess that's why you don't go for the mythic item on Kai'Sa right now, because you don't even need it. The Gnasher's Tooth damage is insane. On all the spells, too. You're getting 100 ability power from that item, so that immediately upgrades your W. And the extra attack speed there, too. This champion looks really good. I really like this response to the Swain, too, because you can see in the fight, Swain just doesn't have enough damage to deal with this Kai'Sa at all, and now Dan, 7 kills. He's matched that of Surdy, who we've been praising throughout this entire game. Together, they have 2/3 of their team's kills, and each of them have as many as the entire enemy team here, Lennon.
And as you say that, we're going to get another replay here. Hopefully it doesn't mean that we get another fight on the other side of it. Need a little bit of calm for some of these teams, but man, this fight was nuts. Goo gets that first kill, but then it's absolute chaos afterwards.
Yeah, he actually does get an assassination down, but still staying around at 200 health in a Sekram.
It's so
yeah,
good.
The taunt flash comes through, but then you see that Goo, he just cancels his recall, and that just leads to another set of kills where this Kai'Sa who's just so far ahead. It's insane, but
and right on cue, when we come out of the replay, we're back into a fight. That's unfortunate.
High block.
Yeah, Surdy is able to get another kill, and that's no surprise. 8-2 on the Camille, really a force to be reckoned with in these side lanes. You cannot get caught like that, and unfortunately it's going to go down as Young Mid almost dies to Mist, but does not. Now Mist is in a lot of trouble. Doesn't have his key there, will get very low, but here's Tomio. He's still alive, Smack, and Tomio's going to get the taunt. That's already Flux being made into hamburgers. An Aspect coming out on the backside will get the taunt on Goo. That taunt did a quarter of Goo's health, and you can't do anything about it. Last damage will come through onto Young Mid as well, and Surdy is godlike. He will be in some trouble here. Can he get out? He does, and that is unfortunate for TBA as they are just being oppressed in every lane every time they go into any of these fights, Smacks.
And remember how sick we were saying that Eclipse was on Aatrox? He doesn't have it. He's not even building it. He doesn't even have his first item yet. But you know who does is Mist. Mist already has Eclipse. Yeah. You saw it. He was able to 1v1 Young in that fight. The only reason...
Yo, real talk, why did a misplay like this when he was on Mirage? That's what I'm saying. Come on, man. Letting my boy Robbie pop down.
Right.
Sag.
They didn't actually get the kills because Flux was there.
Jokes aside, he's looking a lot better here.
To knock him away, but because of the super short cooldown of Eclipse, the shield... Oh, that was in the stream, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on the stream.
That is so confusing. I heard that too. I was like, huh?
Came through with the movement speed, so Mist was able to survive with this super broken item on Pantheon and on Aatrox, but yet Cozy Shroud's not even building it. He's just going for something else. He knows that he can't do anything else in this game at all.
Yeah, the only people missing mythic items at this point are Aatrox and Alistair, and there's something here. Why is there a Riftmaker on Kaisa? But I mean, it's working, so I can't say anything.
Yeah,
but it's
this is
something
cool.
I was expecting. I'm very interested in it because it's been working so well, and it's going up against some of these tanks, and you see the health bars just shredding.
Yeah, Riftmaker is sick. So this item actually gives you just a little bit more burst whenever you hit someone, and it has an individual cooldown on every member, but since Kaisa has a lot of AoE damage, she can proc Riftmaker like 4 or 5 times in a single.
Is that what Riftmaker does? I feel like that's a different item.
Yeah, like I said, this is very early. That is Night Harvester. I am wrong.
It's okay.
I am wrong. They added 100 items to the game. I forgot. I was close. Get over it. On every single person. I'm just kidding. Well, not that. She procs it once on every single person, but that equals to 4 or 5 times, which is great. So it's actually a pretty sweet.
But you got like the stacking aspect of it, right?
I don't even know why you would need. Wait.
Oh no,
Oh,
the fight
like I
was
was saying.
developing bot. Yeah, Surdy was able to get 1 kill, got the Stand United on him. Will flash onto Goo. Goo getting very low. 1 more hit could do it. He's just gonna be able to chase him down. He's under tower, and at this point, this is a GG go next. The Shockwave comes in, gets 2 members, but is not gonna make a difference. There's those Hextech rockets that you were talking about. Demonic Assumption's gonna get 1 kill, but it is 1 too late. Their base will fall. Their game 1 dreams will fall as they need the amount of defense, but it's not coming up anytime soon.
I actually don't know if the game ends right now because it's still 21 minutes and the death timers are.
I hate when that happens. You like make a call like, all right, this is where they end the game. Actually, they're not going to end the game. Fuck. Okay, well, that's.
That ends a little bit on me though.
Well, it happens.
And I think I flayed it at the end to where it was a little bit more generalized, but yeah, it was still
super short.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game is still going, but even after that.
It is what it is.
I mean, it's like 15,000 in the deficit right now at 22 minutes in. I mean, that's really rough. And your base is completely in shambles except for the top lane.
Oh my god.
Talk about next game. Talk about next game. Talk about the players. Yeah. Talk about the players. What they did well. Talk about Plux and how, he's not looking as bad as...
And how he sucks.
Yeah. No. Pain. I don't want to harp too much on Plux, but
Well, you had the rhyme. It would have worked.
Oh, you're
True.
right. Shit, you're right. Talk about Plux and how he sucks. No, it's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. No. Because Plux had very bad performances at the beginning of Scouting Grounds. I think he cleaned up his play during the end of Scouting Grounds. So just pointing back to that, it's like, well, we know that Plux can play better than what he's shown today, because even though Haunting Scouting Grounds, his first few performances were pretty underwhelming, near the end, he cleaned up a lot with Team Cloud. They were able to upset Team Mountain for the third place matchup. And even in this pretty convincing upcoming loss from TBA, Plux has had some nice moments on the Alistar. So I want to see how TBA can potentially draft around playing towards this towards this bot side. Maybe get Plux unlocked and help him get some more roams out. You know, I don't know if that's what happens, but I think when it's 15,000 gold and it's 22 kills, let's start talking about the next game. And then you can.
I agree.
And then if something fucking disastrous happens, you can make a joke out about it. That it's like, man, you know, Smacks, we were getting ready to talk about the next game, but TBA said, no, you casters, we're still playing this one out. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say what producer Joe just said on the stream. I'm gonna censor it a bit. So he said, imagine having Surdy finish an ARAM late and then go to the bathroom and still go to the bathroom on you in the game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Joe!
Oh my god.
Good.
That's hilarious.
I
He
mean,
is doing it though. It's not fair.
It is literally pain when you look across the KDAs.
Dude, when are we gonna get Caster Joe in here then?
I used to cast with him all the
telling you,
time in
man.
Risen, dude.
I
He used to be
remember.
my co-caster.
Yeah.
All back in the day.
I'm adding him right now. Hang on.
the TBA, but they still have a hope. It's still a best of 3. You just gotta make it through this game with your mental intact. Hopefully they'll be able to do just that.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, it is still best of 3. So there will, at minimum, be another game. And if
Oh,
damn,
that
damage.
Illegal. Wee woo. Call the police. That's illegal. I don't want to see that in my game anymore. His health bar was full. It was pretty. It was nice, and it went down to half. But it's a 1v5 taking on the world right now, Smacks. And he will fall.
Oh.
But my goodness, he took so much time that they have started a Baron.
I think as he starts killing 1 or 2 people, that's when you go for that peak. You can definitely still explain, like, man, there are 5 people and it's taking them this long to kill him, because I feel like that peak almost intonates or inclines he's actually about to take people down with him, or he's about to turn it around. So, and maybe that's
Yeah, I get that.
you saw the Shen ulti, and maybe that's what made you think, oh god, they're actually going to turn this. But
Yeah.
I would wait until at least 1 or 2 kills come in for certain.
Yeah, this is going to be a trade for Baron, as you said. Medios, or Tomio is not here. So
If only it
if he
were
steals
Medios.
this dragon, Lennon.
Flux is like, no, you're not gonna do this. The never move comes out. Glockman Alive doing a little bit of damage there, but it's still a Shen flashing over the wall is Cozy. They really want to get this. They're under 2 towers. Bot side towers have not taken any damage so far, but they're still trying to get kills. That's gonna be a big triple knockup. Aspect doing a lot of damage, and now it's gonna be Dan coming in with the killer instinct, and it's just that they get 3 right back.
Oh, the
Another
TBA
peak.
are just trying to get any possible thing
That's it.
on
That's
the
the game.
map. They're teleporting in. They're Pantheon ulting in. Oh!
Sound the song, Miss Max. It will be Zenith Esports taking game number 1 in absolutely convincing fashion. Almost 20,000 gold in the lead. And it will be up to TBA to fight back in this series, to bring it to a full length of 3 games. Because if not, Zenith are going to take a clean sweep here.
You know, Lennon, after what we saw yesterday on the Focus Finals, I'm surprised the TBA didn't forfeit.
in that one
Damn.
because that was just not close at all through any of that. None of that was close.
Hey, okay,
And-
there was a nice moment like a minute in where everything was even. It was fine. That was fine.
Yeah, and then the announcer said minions have spawned and everything went downhill.
And everything went down over there.
Oh no. Oh no. All right, TBA. Here's the deal. I appreciate you not pressing enter/FF enter this time. I appreciate that.
Cool. Okay. Okay. I was taking notes mainly for the first part, and then I started just telling you my notes. So, but the overall, I think I can definitely your team fight clarity was fine. Because I could definitely understand the calls that you were saying. That was not an issue. Ramping was, barring a few peaks in the early game, mainly the first blood peak, and then some of the mid game peaks where you like spike and then you catch yourself and you go back down kind of awkwardly. Were the minor opportunities to fix. And then late game, I feel like even though it's totally easy to, and it's we just want to shout at video games because it's fun. I think you need to save that energy for later in the series, especially when this first game isn't even that close. It is a wash. It is a fucking...
It does not get any closer.
Wow. Well,
it's literally a quick 2-game series of like, I think the next game's like what, 20 minutes or something, Smacks? I don't even remember. I think the second game was worse than the first game.
Sag.
If I remember correctly. I don't know, Smacks, if you have
Berries.
better thoughts than that. But yeah, I
Sorry,
agree.
I was talking to Cassidy. What did you say?
The series did not get better from here. I'm pretty sure the second game was worse than the first game.
In terms of
For
a
us
stomp.
or for the
stomp.
teams?
For the teams.
Oh yeah.
Because Zenith just come out and fucking smash him again. But this time I don't think there's those like late game fights where they're like still waiting to get objectives and stuff.
Right. Yeah. I was just explaining to Lennon that, like, for the most part, the early ramping, apart from a few outliers, was good. And then towards the late game, I feel like even though it's fun, I think it's unnecessary to peak that high on a game one, especially when it's that much of a stomp. I think you should be focusing the narrative more around, well, at this point, we're getting ready for game two, and we see these team fights, and even though they're like wipeouts and they're stomps, I mean, that's what we should be expecting, right? It shouldn't be like if you want to exclaim on anything, you can just exclaim about, God, when your team is this far ahead, what hope can you have as TBA to try and find these moments? Maybe you talk about the part where they spend so much time chasing Tomio all the way towards the bot lane, and it's enough time to get the Baron, use the Galio ultimate, get Kai'Sa in range to Killer Instinct back in there to join the fight. You still don't need to like peak up at 8, 9, 10 because that's what it sounded like. You can still keep it at like a 6 or 7, but you can just be like, God, it doesn't matter. Tomio pulls them in. They are trying so damn hard to find something out of nothing, but it just takes too long. They're not able to close out on it, and everyone just comes in with the reinforcements and punishes them again. Now, this is just if this is not a damning statement of the game about to end, I don't know what is, right? So just keeping that kind of frame of reference versus holy shit, they're just diving past turrets, like, because then that would be better if the gold lead is closer and the game is closer, because it's like, holy shit, they're able to do that with being this close or being behind. That would be more impressive. And then for narrative story building, maybe I have to look at the desk to see how much of it they borrowed or talked about Scouting Grounds. But I feel like there's definitely not enough of it from you guys, whether it was on the desk or not. So, something to keep in mind, as I know you are going to be casting UCL tonight, Mr. Mazel.
Ooh.
Yes. I think the narrative and story building part will definitely be tough because UCL has.
I think so too.
But
it's fine.
it's gonna be hard because you don't know the teams, you don't know the
I'm
players.
gonna focus more so on the energy buildup.
Sure, yeah.
Like
Just
that kind of
I think the best thing that you can do is, especially if it's UCL. I don't know what casters normally go on UCL, but this is an opportunity for you to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna be the play-by-play that to quote Myra's tweet, doesn't peak their microphone as a budget Captain Flowers with a blue Yeti. I read that tweet. I'm like, God damn, Myra, that's so savage, but that's such a banger tweet because it's so true. Like, play-by-plays trying to be budget Captain Flowers peaking their blue Yeti. Oh man, I've been there. That was me at one point. Oh, sad. So, but you know what? I would almost take this opportunity. Do you know who you're casting UCL with tonight?
Guster Posey.
Okay. He's.
I never casted with him before.
I know he's mainly.
I casted with him a long time ago.
Yeah, I know he's mainly casted with Travesty. So, and Travesty, I think one of the good things that he does is banter. He has pretty clean team fight plays as well, or calls. But I think with Guster, you can probably just hopefully you can get some banter going, and if he knows more about the UCL teams, then maybe you can look to build off narratives there. But just keep it relaxed, laid back. This is UCL.
Yeah,
is it a playoffs?
It's semifinals.
Semifinals? Okay, well,
it's the best.
Then it's gonna have to be pretty narrative focused, actually.
Fuck yeah, that. Well,
I've got all the documents to do the research. So.
Okay, yeah. So.
I would recommend you talk to other casters, like as soon as we're done with this, then.
Yeah.
To get their impressions on the teams and stuff.
You know what you could do, Mizell? This would be a great opportunity to practice trying this. Reach out to the coaches directly if you have access. To be like, hey, what would you, I'll be casting your game tonight, and I just want to make sure I'm putting you guys in the best light possible. What would you honestly say are your strengths and weaknesses that you're looking to play around? Barring without giving any too revealing info about what your strategy is going to be tonight.
Yeah. I agree.
Fact, the louder you play by play, the correcter your calls are. Oh, Jack, don't say that.
I have one more thing I would like to do with you, Rafa, but I do want to close out the VOD review.
Sure. Yeah.
Stuff. So I just want to say thank you for taking the time. First of all, I'm sorry we had to reschedule so many times.
Yeah.
But it was it's really nice, and I think it solidifies a lot of the stuff that I've found of myself that I've been working on a lot recently, and it's just nice to see like that it's actually going in the direction that I need, or I think it should have been going in terms of what I need to work on and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think things that you've improved a lot on since our very last VOD review back in what seems like February, I think.
That was a while ago.
Yeah. No. Wait, I'm trolling. Actually, it was like August. I think August actually. So,
I knew it was after SGC.
Yeah. I don't know why I fucking said February. I didn't even know who you were at that point. TBH. So, but yeah. Since that,
I was your long lost grandson.
Oh, that's right. Because I was like, oh yeah, you work with Visions? Hell yeah, bro.
Wait, Visions mentored you?
Yeah.
And then Rafa was the dad? What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Me and Desterux are your grandparents, essentially. So, but yeah, your banter has. I mean, you're coming more into your personality, which is great. Because you've already had the voice, and then you needed to clean up some of the fundamentals portion, but your banter's getting there, and the thing is that the way you play out team fight calls are are fine. Like it's now just coming down to okay, specifics. Just energy
Yeah.
level and because now we know that you have the capability of making really exciting calls, but it's like, and maybe I said this to you before, but think of those big exciting calls as like rich, super rich pieces of chocolate cake.
Yeah.
You got to save them for the moments that truly deserve them, because if you just give them out for things that like it are already expected, then when you give them out again for a really important moment, it's not going to feel as special, or it's going to be too much, and then people are going to crash up on sugar and they're going to be overwhelmed. So
Yeah, I agree.
Even though Smacks, this wasn't technically an official VOD review for you, I think some things to take away are you saved Mazel a few times, which was nice.
Like tonally, you mean?
Yeah, tonally. In terms of energy level, there's time, when he spiked up, even though you brought it back down, you always you managed to say like, the reason why I'm just talking like this after you just came off of that is that's what we expected. I don't know why you're surprised. That still remains to be like my favorite call of this entire VOD. It's like, I don't know why you were surprised. This is what we expected. So
well, it's because everything else was me talking about items. I shouldn't have done that. I mean, obviously the preseason like just came out, so like everyone wants to be talking about all that new stuff.
Sure.
It really just doesn't, like, even a week later, it's just like, oh, why is he talking about this? So, I mean, I don't think that that's going to be a problem for me moving forward.
Yeah.
It, like, the substance of it was just really not very good. So
yeah,
I am sorry for that.
I will say that some of the post team fight breakdowns could use work. I don't think it's a characteristic mistake that you do. I don't know if you want to say observer diff on this one, but you need to go like, I think Josh makes the best like post team fight breakdowns out of anyone in our circle and the people that we know, because he knows that he doesn't want to simply re-summarize and restate what is happening in the replay. He needs to talk about what things led up to this point, what things are resulting now because of this point. If you see a flash burned in, so notice how that, and now without a flash, the next 3 minutes of the game are going to be very scary for an AD carry that has no natural mobility spells in his kit to escape things like a roaming Camille Galio death squad, right? So,
I actually feel like in one specific fight, I tried and I think succeeded to channel Josh, and it was the team fight where they got 5 for 0 aced, but I wanted to talk about Plux's Alistar.
Oh, yeah.
I think that one I channeled Josh pretty well.
Yeah, I think you pointed out well that, like, when we look at this, see how well Plux is playing this fight and how hard he is trying to salvage it. But because they're so far behind, unfortunately, there's only so much crowd control that you can provide, even if you are doing it instantly off cooldown. It just does not matter. So that, and because he is basically doing everything that he can do, and it still doesn't change the outcome, the game is over at this point. Yep. That's as they say, that's all, folks.
Yeah.
Is there any other thoughts that you might have had for each other since you both got a chance to listen to each other's like cast, right?
Well, I just want to say thank you for saving me. You are my true hero, my knight in shining armor. Every time I look back on cast between us, I remember the fun that we had, and I can see it come through on the cast. I would say that I think we can both do a way better job of tying back pieces to the players themselves and not the pieces on the board, like the actual champions and things, and like always tying that narrative back. But I think it's something we work on together and something that we can improve on for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Individually as well.
To me, it felt like this is probably just something that I just need to work on in general, because I also thought this when I was looking at Casting with Cubby. I think transitions could be cleaner. I think that's a lot on me to figure that out, like going into fights and stuff. Well, for Cubby, it's also because I'm play by play in that position, but
Mm-hmm.
I think transitions is something that we should work
Yeah.
on next. You know.
Sure.
Yeah,
So
I agree too.
Also, ending your calls sooner, Mazel.
Yep.
yeah.
In some instances, and then something I want you to explore if you cast together again is more back and forth. Even in those moments where, like, let's say, a fight happens, Mazel wants you to end it quickly, and then let Max try to give you something back real quick. Because
Mm-hmm.
but we're gonna go raid Chilling Water.